Do I look like the sort of person that could be persuaded to wear a dress? I was actually hoping you'd all say no or think no, but the ones that said yes, you're actually right.
Teamwork.
So this is a little talk about the relationship between a visually impaired runner or blind runner and their guide.
Hello everybody, I am Netty and I'm a blind runner.
Hello, I'm Paul and I've been a passionate runner for nearly 40 years now.
I love running every day, but it wouldn't be possible without my guides.
So, having run for nearly 40 years, that's my real big passion, and it means so much more. It enhances my life in so many ways. But about 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with glaucoma, and the consultant explained that you can actually go blind with glaucoma. And that was a really scary thought, but what disturbed me more than anything was the fact that I might not be able to run.
Coincidentally, 8 years ago, I did my first run at Newark Part 1. This is when I came across Paul.
So I'd just finished my Part 1 in Newark, and I was getting ready to go, and all of a sudden this little blind lady crossed the line, the finish line, with her guide. Well, it was a eureka moment for myself, because I realised that should the worst happen and I lost my vision, then it was still possible to run with the help of a guide.
6 months later, I've not seen Paul since, but I was doing a race. Unfortunately, on the night, my guide runner became ill. Paul was there, so I thought I'd be cheeky and ask if he'd have to be a guide me.
Well, I was put on the spot 5 minutes before my race, and I was asked if I could guide. Well, I've been away and done a training course, and that's what you do, you guide when you're asked. So I said, of course, yes, that's not a problem, but I was really nervous. The thought of looking after someone, not in a training run, but in a race, on my first real attempt at guide running, was really scary.
Well, he did get me a PB on the night, and he got me to the race, which I was really pleased about. But being that it went very well, I thought I'm going to be even cheekier and say, Paul, will you train me for the London Marathon?
Well, she looked at me again and she smiled, and I said, of course. Yeah, what else can I say?
It was a long run, and I realised that I hydrated really well, and I needed a room.
So, I've been instructed I've got to find a bush, and so we find the bush in the middle of nowhere, and I'm given further instructions that I've got to walk away 25 metres, look in the opposite direction, whistling all the time. So there's cars coming past, and I'm stood on the edge of the road whistling, and they're all looking and thinking, who's the madman there? And so I'm thinking, cheers, Netty.
We decided to enter the Newark Half Marathon, and it was on our 4th mile. There was a water station there. It had cookies. Paul said to me, can I have a cookie? I said, no, it's a race, not a picnic.
So we all know I've got a passion for cake, and you should have seen these cookies. They're the size of dinner plates, but I've been told that I'm not allowed to have one. I thought this guiding malarkey was a two-way interaction, but it doesn't appear it is, so thanks for that, buddy.
On the 10th mile, I fell over the smallest curve.
Well, things have been going really well up to this point, and I'm really thinking this guiding malarkey is really easy. All of a sudden the tether went slack. I looked round and Netty wasn't there. I looked down on the floor and she was lying prostrate on the floor, holding a knee. I was devastated. I was the person responsible for keeping her safe, and I'd failed. I felt like crying, I felt like curling up into a ball, I felt like running away by myself. I didn't want to guide again. I said to Netty, I'm really sorry, your knee's bleeding.
I asked him what time he was on for, and I realised he was on for a PB.
So I said, shall we just get you back, shall we just get your knee seen to, put a bandage on it and walk a bit?
I said, man up and get rid of that finish line. I love that. So, excuse me, just a minute.
Parkrun?
I love Parkrun, and I'm running at Parkrun, but I also love to volunteer. I've done different roles, from finish tokens, timekeeping, tail walking. I've also done roles like run director.
So, as we know, most of us know, Parkrun's a really supportive environment for visually impaired runners, blind runners, and is a big support mechanism for supporting guide runners as well, and it's encouraged. I'm a passionate park runner, I love volunteering, and I also am a run director at my local park run. But I'm a little bit nervous about public speaking and not very confident when it comes to speech making. But one of the things you do as the RD or the run director on the day is you have to do the briefing, and then set the runners off. So I'm quite pleased with myself. I've delivered the briefing on this particular day, and I turned to Netty and I said, I think that went rather well, and she said,
you could have used more manly voice.
So, I'm thinking, cheers buddy.
Parkrun is fun. It celebrates milestones like your 50th, your 100th and 200th Parkrun. It also celebrates things like birthdays or the National Health Service events. Paul is a very serious athlete, and sometimes it takes a lot of persuasion to relax and have fun. So, it was Netty's 50th birthday coming up, 50th Parkrun coming up, and she said to me, can we go to Long Eaton to do my 50th? And I said, of course we can, no problem. I said it involved fancy dress. Okay. What do you mean by fancy dress? Is there a theme? I said, yes, Frozen, we're going to be princesses. Okay. So there we are, we're stood on the start line, Long Eaton Parkrun. I've got a wig on, I've got a long dress on, I'm stood with 3 of the princesses. We all look fabulous actually, if I don't mind saying so, myself. I said, don't worry buddy, it's Long Eaton, it's a long way and no one will know you. All of a sudden, we heard Netty, Paul, turn round to realise that my running club friend had turned up, and also half knew at Parkrun. Not only that, our photo on the Monday was put on the National Parkrun UK. So you can see there, it's very interesting being a guide runner. We have lots and lots of fun, some tears, mainly fun, but also Netty has a serious side. So we enjoy Parkrun, but Netty also likes to train hard. She always gives it 100% training. She also races hard, she's extremely competitive, and she never finishes the race with anything left in the tank. So Netty actually, when she first started running, a Parkrun time was over 30 minutes, and she's now got it down recently to 22 minutes and 51 seconds. And anybody that knows about running, that equates to an age grade percentage of over 75%, which actually puts her at the top of her club for age grading, which I think you'll all agree is absolutely remarkable for a blind running grandma. Touche. I hope that you can realise that I really appreciate what Paul does for me as a guide, but I also really appreciate what my other guides have done for me. For instance, there's a few here. I just want to say thank you. If it weren't for you guys, I could buy trainers, but I'd be stuck on the sofa. You've helped me get my fitness. Oh, sorry. You've helped me get my fitness. You've helped me get my targets. You've helped me